Howdy everybody, Steve here, KM9G. Today, we're gonna do a deep dive on the Gabil GRA-7350T. This antenna is good for 130 watts, 3.5, so 80 meters, through 30 megahertz, 3.5 megahertz through 30 megahertz, and 50 megahertz. So this will do 3.5 all the way up through 6. Let's go take a look. This antenna was sent in a while ago for a review, and I am finally at the point where I've got good weather, and a clear schedule, and I can get this stuff done. There are some instructions in here, but to be fair, the instructions are not all that great. The most important takeaway from this is you're gonna need some 10-meter radials. They say some 10-meter radials. So I made up a radial set. There are 4 10-meter radials on here. Done. What you get is the 80-meter coil. This is pretty well done. You can see that there's a wire tap here, and then it is wrapped around about 1 billion times, and there is another wire tap there. That's 3/8 24, and that's 3/8 24. And then you get a whip here that is a little over 7 foot, the magic number. So 7-foot whip. It collapses very small. I like it. It is just as fragile as every other whip on the planet, so be careful with it. Be careful with your whip, folks. And then you get the loading coil. And the newer version of this, I got this a while back, so I don't have the new version. Unscrew this, whip it out, and you have graduated measurements down the side over here. And this is a sticker. The new version that they have out today is laser engraved. So it won't start coming off like mine is. So I would recommend you get the laser engraved version. But other than that, it's the exact same antenna. If you're going on 80 meters, you put the fixed coil at the top of the sliding coil, and then you put the whip at the top of the fixed coil. But otherwise, for anything 40 meters and above, you just want the whip and the sliding coil. Let's go get this thing on the air and get it tuned up. There are about 1 million ways to install this antenna. All you need is an SO239 mount on the base and some way of connecting your radials. I have the Gabil tripod here. There'll be a link for this in the description down below. It comes with these ring terminals, and then I got matching banana plug adapters, and I adapted them to my radial system that I already had in play, which is power pole connectors. So there's my power pole connector with my 4 radials going off in each of the compass directions. And now we need to hook up some coax and get it connected to a radio. We're gonna start off in the middle of the band, and I'm gonna push the app button on my X6100, which is gonna change these menus down here at the bottom. And the second from the left is SWR Scan. I'm gonna hit SWR Scan, and we're gonna take a look at what that chart looks like. 80 meters goes from 3.5 to 4 megahertz. And you can see that we are most resonant down here at the bottom corner at 3.4. So that's below the band, which means our antenna is too long. So we need to go shrink it down. There are quite a few different ways to shrink your antenna down, and there are quite a few different ways to measure your antenna's performance. You can use a nano VNA, you can use a rig expert, you can use a Comet, you can use an MFJ, you can even use the built-in SWR scanner on the radio. The X6100 just happens to be the tool that I have with me today. If you're up close to your antenna, you are personally a part of the antenna system, whether you like it or not. So I am about 50 feet away from the antenna right now, which is gonna make this a hike. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move all the way up to the antenna, and I'm gonna get it really close, and I'm gonna move back, and I'm gonna do some fine tuning. So we are up close to the antenna. We're all nice and personal here inside of the near field, which is going to make a little bit of an effect. You can see that we're resonant down here below the band at 3.4. You probably can't read these, but this is 3.4. This is 3.5, which is the absolute bottom of the band. And then all the way up here is 4.0, which is the top of the band. So we've got a very high Q. We've got a narrow space of resonance there. If we take a look at the antenna now, we're all the way up on the antenna, and we're at about 18 on the settings. I'm going to go halfway down to 9, and let's see what that changes. 3.6-ish, that's 3.673 where that dip is right there. So that's the lower portion of the band. So for this antenna, for this band, I'm probably gonna wanna have 4 different tune sections. So 18 was too long, 9 was kind of low on the band. I'm gonna raise it back up. Let's go to 12. All right, so 12 put me right at the bottom of the band. 3596 is where that little dip is landing. So I want to make a note that 12 is a great place to be on this antenna. 9 is 3.6. So let's go down to the next one below. Let's go down to 7. So it's 3.75 now that I've shrunk it down to 7. All right, let's go down even farther. Let's go down to 5. See, it's not a multiple of 3 this time. We're at 3.8. That's great. I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom and tie it off at the bottom. And where are we? That's right before the end of the band. So you can see how well that works out for you. So this was today's station. Coax, 10 meter radials, the Gabil sliding coil, the 7-foot whip, the 80 meter coil, the Gabil tripod, and the X6100. It did fantastically. Check out this contact map that we have here. I'm actually pretty surprised to be heard all the way over in Russia and all the way down in Buenos Aires. And this was 10 watts on Sunday evening on 20 meters. Fantastic stuff. This is what a high Q antenna looks like. It is a compromise, and it is a compromise of compromises, and it's just fine. As you saw, I made plenty of long distance contacts using this antenna, and what I really like about it is how compact it packs down. That's kind of the most important thing for me. This is the antenna that I took with me out to Arizona and on the drive back, and it worked great, and I was surprised at how easy it was to get set up. You do need an analyzer to set this up to make your life easy. You can do it without an analyzer. I don't recommend it. You really shouldn't need a tuner with this, but if you wanted to kind of make your band a little tiny bit wider, you could use one. It'd be better if you didn't. There will be links in the description down below where you can get this antenna, and there will be a video right up here. And there will be a video right up here. It's backwards. And there'll be a video right up here I think you'll enjoy next. Thanks for being awesome. I'll see you over there.